In the quiet town of Black Hollow, nestled deep within a dense forest, there lies a house that has been abandoned for over a century. The locals call it Shadow Manor, a name that sends shivers down the spines of those who dare to speak it. It is a place of legend whispered about in hushed tones, where the walls seem to breathe and the shadows come alive. This is the story of the Whispering Shadows, a tale of haunting, mystery, and a darkness that refuses to be forgotten. It is a story that will chill you to the bone, keep you on the edge of your seat, and leave you yearning for more. The story begins with a young couple, Emma and Daniel, who had recently moved to Black Hollow in search of a fresh start. They were drawn to the town's serene beauty and the promise of a peaceful life. However, their tranquility was short-lived. One evening, while exploring the outskirts of the forest, they stumbled upon Shadow Manor. The house stood tall and imposing, its windows shattered and its walls covered in ivy. Despite its dilapidated state, there was an eerie allure to the place, a magnetism that Emma found impossible to resist. Against Daniel's better judgment, they decided to explore the manor. As they stepped inside, the air grew cold and the faint sound of whispers filled the silence. The whispers were indistinct, like the murmurs of a distant crowd, but they seemed to come from everywhere and nowhere at once. That night, Emma and Daniel returned to their home, but the whispers followed them. They echoed in the corners of their minds, growing louder and more insistent as the hours passed. Sleep became impossible, and the couple found themselves drawn back to Shadow Manor, as if compelled by an unseen force. The second visit was different. The whispers were clearer now, forming words that sent chills down their spines. Leave while you still can. Emma and Daniel tried to dismiss the experience as a trick of the mind, but the whispers persisted, growing louder and more menacing with each passing day. Determined to uncover the truth, Emma and Daniel began to research the history of Shadow Manor. They visited the local library, where they found old newspaper clippings and dusty tomes that spoke of the house's dark past. The manor had been built in the late 1800s by a wealthy recluse named Elias Blackwood. He was a man of mystery, rumored to have dabbled in the occult. According to legend, Elias had conducted strange rituals within the walls of Shadow Manor, summoning entities from beyond the veil. The townsfolk spoke of strange occurrences, lights flickering in the windows, screams echoing through the forest, and shadows that moved on their own. One night, Elias vanished without a trace, leaving behind a house filled with secrets and a darkness that refused to die. As Emma and Daniel delved deeper into the mystery, they began to experience strange phenomena. Objects moved on their own, doors slammed shut, and the whispers grew louder, more aggressive. One night, Emma woke to find a shadowy figure standing at the foot of her bed. It was tall and featureless, its form shifting and writhing like smoke. She tried to scream, but no sound came out. The figure leaned closer, its presence suffocating, until it vanished as suddenly as it had appeared. Daniel, too, began to see the shadows. They followed him wherever he went, their whispers growing more insistent. You could not escape. Desperate for answers, Emma and Daniel sought the help of a local historian, Mr. Grayson, who had spent years studying the history of Black Hollow. He revealed that Elias Blackwood had indeed practiced dark rituals, attempting to open a gateway to another realm. According to Grayson, the rituals had gone awry, unleashing a malevolent force that had consumed Elias and trapped his soul within the manor. The whispers were the voices of the trapped, begging for release. Grayson warned them to stay away from Shadow Manor, but Emma and Daniel knew it was too late. The shadows had already claimed them. One stormy night, Emma and Daniel returned to Shadow Manor, determined to put an end to the haunting. Armed with ancient text's protective charms, they ventured into the heart of the house, where the whispers were loudest. In the basement, they found a hidden chamber, its walls covered in strange symbols. At the center of the room was an altar, stained with what appeared to be dried blood. The air was thick with the stench of decay, and the shadows seemed to close in around them. As they began the ritual to banish the entity, the whispers turned into screams. The shadows coalesced into a monstrous form, its eyes burning with malevolence. Emma and Daniel fought to complete the ritual, their voices trembling as they chanted the ancient words. The story of Emma and Daniel ends in mystery. Some say they succeeded in banishing the entity. while others believe they became its latest victims. Shadow Manor still stands, its secrets buried within its walls, waiting for the next curious soul to uncover them. The whispers continue to echo through the forest, a chilling reminder of the darkness that lurks in the shadows.